Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanTrucks.com. Today we're taking a closer look at installing and dynoing the Superchips Flashpack F5 tuner with the preloaded tunes for all 07 to 2013 5.3 liter Silverado 1500s and Sierra 1500s. I do want to point out this will cross over between the two platforms, pretty much the same 5.3 liter motor, so it will work for your Silverado or your Sierra. When it comes to installing this on your Silverado or Sierra, you can expect a number of different preloaded tunes from performance, good for 91 through 93 octane, depending on what's available in your area. There's a good one for towing, for fuel economy and mileage. There's also one for 87 octane, and you can even modify the stock tune to have a couple of different advanced settings if you'd rather go that route. Before I get there, I want to point out a couple of things about the device. Now, it's got a 2.8-inch touchscreen, high-def screen that you can use to navigate all the menus. It's extremely easy to use, pretty much like an iPhone. It's really thin in your hand, and it's a pretty good upgrade over their F4 tuner, which is the previous gen. Now, you should be looking to pick up the preloaded tuner if you're looking for something extremely easy right out of the box that you can use. You don't have to go through custom tune files and working with your tuner to make sure you get revisions and data logging. The preloaded tunes are good right off the device. You can upload them to your truck, works with any setup you might have, and optimizes a number of different engine settings, especially transmission shift points. It'll eliminate excessive downshifting when you're climbing hills, and so on and so forth. There's a bunch of different vitals this will modify on your 5.3, whether it's Silverado or Sierra, to make sure it's running efficiently and maximizing performance for the particular tune that you select. You can download and install on the fly right on the device here. It takes about 10 minutes to switch from your stock tune to whatever one you choose, and from that one to a different one on the fly. Last couple of points I want to make about the F5 here is that it will alter your speed and rev limiters appropriately, and it does alter your speedometer and makes corrections if necessary. Now, you can pick up this device for your own 5.3 for just about 350 bucks. Again, it's a lot easier to use than some of the other custom tuners out there. Now, it might not have Wi-Fi features and built-in custom tune features, but it is extremely easy to use right out of the box. It's a really good handheld device that you can monitor a bunch of different things on gauges on the fly if mounted to your dashboard. So tons of capabilities here that I actually really like, and the user interface is, in my opinion, one of the best on the market. So let's hop in, plug it in, and see what it can do. So with our 2009 5.3 liter Silverado strapped down to our dyno, we had 87 octane in the tank to establish a baseline run or a stock run. We pulled off 262 horsepower and 283 foot-pounds of torque at the rear wheels off of our factory baseline. We then uploaded our 93 octane performance tune from Superchips, the preloaded tune configured on the device. We came out with 267 horsepower and 284 foot-pounds of torque. Now, obviously, as far as peak gains are concerned, we're looking at low single-digit numbers for horsepower and torque, but the curve gains are where impressive numbers really come into play here. We've got 49 horsepower and 69 foot-pounds of torque under the curve. So our curve gains, extremely impressive. We're looking at 282 foot-pounds of torque at right around 3,700 RPMs. Now, that is really good for what we're doing here with our truck. When you're talking about one of these pickup trucks here, you want that low-end torque, and there's just a ton of it that we're making with this 93 tune from our Flashpack device. If you were to tune to the towing option, you would see even bigger gains for low-end torque, because that's where it kind of optimizes your torque at the low end for towing applications. Just using that 93.1, the curve gains are pretty impressive. We got the Superchips Flashpack plugged into our OBD2 on our 09 Silverado. This is where, all the fun begins. So we select the tune option. It'll start reading, everything from our PCM in our vehicle. It'll establish communications with the vehicle, and it'll take us into our tuning options. So right now, it just saved our stock file so that once we tune to one of these options here, we'll be able to revert back to stock directly from the device itself. Once we make our way to the tuning menu, you'll be given the different options for the preloaded tunes on the Superchips device. Number one being your performance tune, which is good for 91 or 93 octane. Your towing option, obviously good for if you're towing a trailer or hauling a bunch of cargo in the bed, something that adds weight to the rear end. Towing would be a good option. 87 octane is pretty straightforward. It's a good street tune. Mileage is definitely going to be one of the ones for the guys looking for fuel economy. If you're going on a long road trip, mileage might be a good option for you. Stock tune, the stock with options tune will be a good option for the guys who want to keep that stock tune but might want to modify something like your tire size or your rear axle ratio or something like that. We're going to use our performance tune since we've got 93 in the tank of our 09 Silverado today. So I'm going to select that one. It'll give you that warning: performance is designed for a non-towing application. 91 octane or higher is required depending on what's available in your area. Hit OK to confirm. Now at this point, it'll give you the option to customize some of the options in the tune, like I just said, maybe your tire size, so on and so forth. We are not going to, so we're going to press the left arrow for no. Then it'll prompt again, install the performance file, click OK for yes. At this point, it'll go 0 to 100, installing the tune onto your Silverado or Sierra, and you want to make sure that you do not unplug the device during this process. It's crucial to just keep this on, keep your ignition on the on position. It'll prompt you to turn it on and off, so you just want to be mindful of that screen. So again, it's prompting us to turn our ignition off and press OK when completed. Performance tuning is now installed. We can hit OK to continue, brings us back to the main menu, and we're good to go. So there are 3 options at the main menu, which by the way is a pretty cool, user interface here. It's really sleek. The buttons here are extremely easy to use. Tune is your first option, scan is your second, and then info, which will give you, device info and vehicle info with your VIN number, so on and so forth. You can update the software in there. But the most interesting aspect of the main menu here, besides tune, is your scan option. Now this has your scan tool and your diagnostics. So if you hit OK, it'll take you in here to 3 options: read clear DTCs or diagnostic trouble codes. Now, if your check engine light comes on at any point, plug this into your OBD2 port like we've got here. You can read your DTCs, what's causing your engine light to come on. It'll give you a description, the code itself. Once you fix the issue, whatever it may be, you can clear the code as well, so it gets rid of the check engine light. Moving down to gauges and data log. This is one of my favorite features here. You can monitor a ton of different live engine vitals on the fly. If you want to mount this to your dashboard, have it plugged in at all times, you can read a bunch of things as you're going. Now what it'll ask you to do is turn your ignition light on, press OK. It'll gather all the information needed. And at this point you can, there's a bunch of different gauges you can display on the screen here. Now, it'll give you up to 8 PIDs within the following PID groups. So it'll give you a bunch of different categories you can choose from. So if we wanted to go to, air intake, we can monitor our mass airflow, our intake air temp, our power up air intake temp. Now there's a ton of different things here. If we wanted to go back, you can change that to engine, calculate the engine load, your ABS load, engine coolant temp, engine RPM. We can go down to fuel, trim, and press. We can take a look at all different types of options. There are just dozens upon dozens on each category. Misfire, you can look at your knock retard. You can go back down to transmission, take a look at your trans fluid temp. There's, again, a ton of different things. Performance is a really good one to track. You can track your engine torque at any given time. Tons of different options. If we were to go back, battery voltage, again, another one. You can track your battery voltage. Press OK when completed. And we can just hit the back button. It'll take us back to the main menu. So as you can see, a ton of different options there in the scan. You can check your vehicle info and device info, like I said, check on your device SKU, your serial number, things of that nature if you ever needed to check on that. That's going to wrap up my review, install, and dyno run of the Superchips Flash Pack F5 tuner for all 07 to 13 5.3 Silverados and Sierra 1500s. There's a number of different tuning options here pre-configured in the device for your 5.3, and you can pick it up for yourself right here at AmericanTrucks.com.